right. This is Scare Talk. Once again, I am Danny, and I'm here with Slimy Jason Joel.
Hey guys, what's up? All right,
He's
you got a
pretty
Jason in
slimy
there.
in this one.
Yeah, he is. He
Yeah.
is. He's been underwater for a while.
Swimming.
So.
He's been swimming for a while.
Swimming with the fishes.
So today we're here to talk about the 1988 Friday the 13th, The New Blood.
New Blood.
Part 7. And we've gone 8 years and we've got 7 movies.
Yep. Yeah.
They're just banging them out.
Yeah.
One by one. All right, Joel, can you tell us who is a part of this one?
All right, so this one stars Tina. Her name is Lar Park Lincoln. That's Tina. Okay.
Okay.
It's a cool name. Terry Kaiser is Dr. Cruz. I think that's he does the right doctor in this. We got Kane Hodder as Jason, his first appearance in the franchise. So, yep. And then I have a couple more things to do here. We got Daryl Haney and Manuel Fidello as writers. Victor Miller also, but I think he's uncredited because he's a creator. And then we got John Carl Buechler as a director.
All right. Cool. So Jason Voorhees is accidentally freed from his watery prison by a telekinetic teenager. Now only she can stop him.
Oh man.
Oh,
Didn't they say that about Tommy?
Tommy?
Only he can stop him.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Last movie.
All right. So as always, we're gonna stay away from spoilers. In the Friday the 13th franchise, that is kind of loose. There isn't too many spoilers in these films, so we try to reserve talking about the kills and fun facts, trivia stuff, for Patreon only. Patreon.com/scaretalk is where you can get that. You'll get the full episode, which is usually about 15, 20, sometimes 30 more minutes, depending on what the movie is and how much there is to discuss. If there's a lot of spoilers, a lot of twists and reveals, those sections will definitely be longer. For Friday movies, we try to have fun with it, but there isn't too much to discuss as far as spoilers. But you'll get some trivia, which is always good to have in your back pocket.
True.
For when you want to impress some people. Your knowledge of the Friday the 13th franchise. And of course, if you're on YouTube or whatever podcast site you're listening to us on or watching us, please subscribe. Please like the video. Please comment. Please share it too. It really helps us out. It helps us grow. It helps get our name out there. It helps get our videos out there so more people can see them and enjoy them, just like you.
Yep.
All right. Oh, also on Patreon, you get early access, exclusive episodes, and the spoilers. So wanted to mention those perks.
Get everything.
Yep. Okay. Now we have a telekinetic, I think that's how you say it.
Telekinetic.
Telekinetic teenager, as was described in the plot. And so we've seen a similar person in horror.
We have not reviewed that one though.
Yeah, me and Katrina.
Oh, you guys did that one? Okay.
Yeah. She goes by the name of Carrie.
Yes.
If you know anything about Carrie in that film, she is also a telekinetic teenager. So it's kind of interesting they brought that to this movie.
Yeah.
I do kind of like that they brought someone who kind of can match up with Jason. I don't know if telekinetic is where I would have gone with it. I would have gone more of the Freddy versus Jason kind of approach. But
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's kind of a cool little twist to have a counterpart for Jason, someone with some powers to kind of try to take him down. Because otherwise, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. It's just
You
gonna be
try and put
another.
him back in the lake again until someone accidentally
He
brings
does it
him back
again.
up.
Yeah. And who knows what year we're at
Um,
right now? Like we could be in the 2000s for all we know. Like in
yeah,
this franchise.
yeah. It all seems like it's the same year,
Yeah.
but there's definitely time jumps. But I
Yeah.
guess nothing really changes in
No.
the world; just time goes by.
Yeah.
Um, and I do like this one more than I thought I was going to,
Mm.
actually. There's a little bit of a backstory with the main character,
There is. Yeah.
and there's some character development with that. And I
Hmm.
thought that was one of the first ones of the franchise that has anything to care about with any of the
Yeah.
characters. you know, Jason is like one of the only characters that gets a backstory.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I guess Tommy has a backstory, kind of, but none of the other characters you really care about or
Mm.
hear anything about their backstory. So, well, that was kind of a cool
It
little
is.
addition to
Hmm.
this installment. Um, the way Jason is brought back, I thought was, when you have that telekinetic power
Hmm.
and you're trying to use it for good and
Yeah.
you end up using it for evil, she's conflicted,
Hmm.
with what happened, and then she's trying to bring him back, and then and then she brought back something bad, and
Yeah.
so I don't know. I thought the setup was actually kind
She
of
wasn't
creative.
really using it for good though.
No, no,
In that moment.
not in that moment. No,
No.
no. She was trying to bring her dad back, though. That was
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Well, but when he died, she wasn't using it very well then.
No.
um, and so some of that stuff is interesting, I will say. Um, there isn't besides that, and that's the main kind of focus here, and the main
Yeah.
difference with this film compared to any of the others is that there's a character, the main character has powers of their own
Hmm.
and uses them against Jason
Yeah.
and uses them to bring Jason back on accident. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Well, if she didn't have powers, we would just, Jason would just be dead still.
yeah,
And this
yeah,
whole movie would
got to
just.
bring him back somehow. No, this was just kind of an interesting way to do that.
Yeah. I guess he needed something. Like, we're running out of ideas to bring this guy back.
Yeah.
Let's steal an idea from Stephen King. Steal a character.
Yeah.
Carrie versus Jason.
And she has a psychologist or a therapist who's I couldn't is he with her mom? Are they like a
I don't
an
know too
item?
many doctors that do home visits, so
Yeah,
I'm not.
vacation
Yeah.
stays with their clients.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was confused by that too. I'm like, who is
yeah.
he to them? Like,
Yeah. It didn't necessarily seem like there was a romantic relationship there, but
mm-hmm.
how could there not be? I mean, it's just really inappropriate.
Yeah.
I do like that we got to learn a little bit of his motivation too.
Mm-hmm.
So it has its pros. Everything else though is pretty much like your basic, not really interesting version
Yeah.
of Friday the 13th movie. It's not notably like funny.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely takes itself more serious than some of the others.
It does, and that's what I'm conflicted about
Yeah.
because I just said in the last one that I love when they take themselves seriously,
Yeah.
but this one, some of the movies in this franchise, I wonder if they would be better if they weren't followed by the movie that they were followed by. Like 6 is one of the best in the franchise.
Yeah.
This is a step down for me
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the franchise, but they do things differently in this that I appreciate. It takes itself seriously. So I'm like, if this was followed by 5, would this be actually a good movie? But
Right.
because it's
Right.
followed by 6, it's not. Like
True.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
like okay, and that's what we were kind of talking about in the um, Jason Lives review. These are all completely different. They can all
Yeah.
be very different in tone,
Hmm.
and the only constant is Jason really,
Yeah.
and like the location, I guess. And that's everything else is up to the writers and directors to
Yeah.
you know put everything in place. So you get varying levels of quality throughout the
Hmm.
franchise. Usually it's like, okay, it just gets progressively worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually that's
Usually
kind of the
that's usually how it's
um
done.
yeah. The
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street franchise is a very good example of
Hmm.
just progressively getting worse.
Well,
Um
and then it gets to a certain point and it's good. And
yeah,
then,
yeah. After some time passes,
yeah.
they kind of redeem themselves. But when you're going year by year like this,
Yeah.
it's a recipe for just continuous downgrades.
Hmm.
But that's not the case with this franchise. I think it's kind of all over the place.
It
So
is. Yeah.
when we rank them, it'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see which ones lie in which order.
Maybe I'll rewatch this one after if I see one that's worse than this one, I'll rewatch this one to see if I actually like it more because it was
Yeah.
literally followed by one that I
Off
liked.
the, yeah. Yeah.
So like
Yeah. And
it's hard.
if you watch them back to back,
Yeah.
then it's like, yeah, it probably seems very much of a downgrade,
Hmm. Yeah.
And 6 seems like such an upgrade if you watch it after 5.
After 5, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it could definitely depend on when you decide to watch it. So,
Mhm.
there
Yeah.
is a classic kill in this one. Um, we'll just say there's a sleeping bag
Oh
involved.
yes. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I was waiting for when that kill was going to pop up in the
Hmm.
franchise because I had heard about it,
Yeah, me too.
um, but I had not seen it yet in any of them.
Hmm.
So this is the movie. If you
Yeah.
guys know anything about a sleeping bag kill and wanted to know which movie, here you go. Part
This one.
7.
And I think there's another sleeping bag kill in a
Mm-hmm.
later movie as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, so this it started with this one though.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the
Starts
first
on
one.
number 7 in the franchise. But yeah, I heard about that too. Oh, there it is.
There you
It was a
go.
little underwhelming,
Yeah, it kind of was.
but it was fine. It was different. I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
it should have gone on a little bit longer than it
Yeah, I agree. Should have taken his time a little bit on that one.
did. Yeah.
I think he's kind of scary in this one.
Hmm.
Him coming out from the water all wet and slimy and
Yeah.
kind of scary. I don't know. I feel like this undead version of Jason is scarier than the like supposedly living version of Jason. But this Jason is more of the like the slower walking, stalker killer, And I guess maybe that's just more my style than the I like Michael Myers, so
yeah. You like the stalker villains.
Yeah, just kind of like the presence,
Yeah.
He's just scary just to look at, So so I'm liking these versions of Jason, I will say, the last couple movies.
How do you feel about maskless Jason? Because we get that in this one too.
We do. We've seen versions of this in past ones where he was like the alive version.
Yeah.
This, he's more of like a monster. And I kind of like the monster. I gotta say, I kind of like the monster version.
Yeah. Well, he can't look like a person. He's an undead, like he's a creature basically at this point. Like he's.
And it's interesting to think of him like that. You think of Jason as more of a person, not a monster.
Yeah.
So when the mask comes off, you see what he really looks like. And I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool too. I don't think they did a bad job with the effects and everything with it.
Yeah.
I thought it looked kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, from now on we get to see monster Jason whenever the mask is removed. Yeah, I mean, I mostly liked it. The negatives I would have are just it has its uniqueness, but with the main character, but everything else is just kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it's
not too different from any of the other ones, and it doesn't have much of that like fun element as the other Friday movies tend to have.
Yeah.
So that kind of that would be my negative for it.
Yeah, I would say the same. I do like Tina, our main protagonist in this, and I do like her backstory. I do like the fact that they gave her a backstory and everything that you were saying. It's different for a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying before we even started recording that this is like one of the more forgettable of the franchise for me.
Yeah.
Because it is so much like the other ones. But I don't want to like, give it a bad score either, because it is doing something different from the franchise by telling this other story. And like I was saying,
it's kind of a tricky
because it just came from a good Friday the 13th movie that this one. So I don't know. It is a downgrade for me, but I don't want to give it like too much of one, because it's still not a bad movie, but it's just I don't know. It is a weird one.
It's tricky because it's like it's got its positives that are really good positives, but then it's like but still just your basic Friday movie. So
at the end of the day, it's just
at the end of the day, that's kind of what it is. So we'll give you A for effort. How about
that? Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get in.
But you'll get an A for effort.
Yeah, we'll give you an A for that category. Let's get into Rotten Tomatoes. All right, so tomato meter, Joel. What do you think?
This is gonna be hard to tell too, because I feel like the critics would like this one more than the audience would. So, but I don't know if they're gonna like it as much as the last one. The last one they gave a 55.
Yeah, 55, I believe.
I'm going to say 47.
It is a 33.
That's ridiculous. All right. No. That's like, I was going to say that's like 4 category, but people actually like that one. So
yeah.
that's like,
I wonder how many of the same critics reviewed these. Are we getting like a whole different batch of critics for each movie?
Yeah, for each movie.
It seems like maybe we are.
Yeah. Yeah, 33 is too low.
I think it's a little low.
That's crazy.
Popcorn meter.
Well, then the audience liked it more than that. They'll give it a 47.
37.
Jeez. Even that's too low. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie. It's just maybe they had the same thought. It's not a good one, but it's not bad either. Maybe they had the same thought. Like it came off of a good one. So
yeah.
All right. Well, my score won't be that low, and I'm sure yours won't either.
Yeah. What about IMDb?
IMDb. So the last one got a 6. I'm going to say this one got based on tomato meter. I'm going to say a 5.
5.0?
Yeah. A solid 5.
5.2.
Okay.
So, pretty close.
Right. Okay.
Now, what do we think? Joel, you go ahead and let us know.
This one, I think a solid 7.
70?
7. Yeah, 70. Yeah, we're out of 100, so 70.
7.
Yeah, it's just a solid 7 out of 100. 70.
All right. Okay. Awesome. I'm gonna go. I seem to be always giving it a little bit higher than you. Some of them I've given quite a bit higher.
Quite a bit, yeah.
So I'm gonna go 76.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of like it. This is one I would watch again. Mm-hmm. And it's one, again, you don't really need to watch the other films.
Yeah, no.
And you just know about
New
Jason.
Blood. This is basically like a whole new story of...
Yeah.
Like, we're getting besides Jason, everyone's different. I mean, I guess that's the same case with all of them. But...
Yeah, mostly.
I think they give you a little bit of a...
There's a recap
that happens.
Yeah. Oh, man. The recap was long. It was, correctly. Yeah. It was long. So. And I was like, man, it's not that crazy of a story. Like, do we need to recap this that much? Like, I don't know. I didn't think that was necessary.
To recap the entire last movie.
Yeah. It's like, geez, it's not like a previously on Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Well, they gotta meet their hour and a half.
Yeah.
There's not much story going on with these movies, so they're like, we're just gonna recap as much as we can to fill out that time.
Yeah. Okay. So now we will get into spoilers. Not too much to talk about there, but we'll also get into fun facts, and so you're gonna want to be here for that. There's always some pretty good trivia and fun facts for these movies. And then we will see you next time with Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
The one everyone's looking forward to seeing.
Yes.
To seeing our review for.
Yes. Get excited about that one. It's a wild ride.
It's the movie that was playing in the beginning of Scream 6. That the opening, like one of the opening killers.
Oh yes,
was like watching it on TV.
That's right, in his like apartment.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I kind of rewatched Scream 6. I was a big hater on it. Really disappointed with it, but I do want to watch it again to see if my feelings have changed.
Yeah, because I think that was your least favorite of the franchise, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Mainly because of the fact that so many people should have died and that none of them did. That was, and the reveal was not great either. So, But anyways, next time we got part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. Be there because it's really complicated. It is amazing. It is just a tide-changing moment in history and a moment in the Friday the 13th and horror that you just need to know about. So, definitely look out for that one coming soon. Go find us on Patreon to continue watching us on this episode. If not, we'll see you soon.
Yes.